I never thought silence could be louder than words. Yet for the last month, that's all I've known. My wife's cold, heavy silence. No arguments, no explanations, just a wall of quiet that filled every corner of our home. Her name is Claire, and we've been married for 12 years. For most of that time, I believed we had what others envied. Laughter, shared routines, late-night talks about everything and nothing. But one day, without warning, she just stopped talking to me. At first, I thought it was temporary, a passing mood or maybe stress from work. I gave her space, thinking she would come back around, but days turned into weeks, and still not a word. I tried everything, cooking her favorite meals, leaving notes by her coffee mug, even asking directly, "Claire, what's wrong?" She'd look at me with a flat expression, then turn away like I wasn't even in the room. It was worse than anger. At least anger shows passion. This was indifference, and indifference cuts deeper than hate. The house that once echoed with her laughter became a museum of silence. I'd wake up in the morning and hear nothing but the ticking of the kitchen clock. I'd come home from work and find her scrolling on her phone, eyes glued to the screen, not even glancing up when I walked in. Nights were the hardest. Lying in the same bed, only inches apart, but feeling like strangers on opposite ends of the world. People say that silence is golden, but in marriage, silence is poison. It eats at you slowly, makes you question your worth, your existence. Was I invisible? Did I do something unforgivable? I replayed every conversation in my mind, searching for clues. But the more I thought, the more the silence consumed me. Then one afternoon, as I sat in my car after work, my phone buzzed. The number was unfamiliar. I almost ignored it, but something in me said to answer. The voice on the other end was calm, professional. "Mr. Jameson?" he asked. "This is Dr. Miller's office. We wanted to follow up regarding your wife's recent visits." My stomach dropped. Recent visits? To a doctor? She hadn't told me about any appointments. For a month, she hadn't told me anything at all. I asked carefully, "I'm sorry, can you repeat that?" The man hesitated, then continued, "We were just confirming her next consultation. Is this not a good time?" My heart raced. A consultation for what? Why had she hidden this from me? When I walked inside the house that evening, I expected the same wall of silence. Claire was sitting on the couch, her arms folded, eyes blankly fixed on the TV screen. I said gently, "Claire, I got a call today. From Dr. Miller's office. Do you want to tell me what's going on?" For the first time in weeks, she looked directly at me. And then, in a voice sharp enough to slice through the silence, she simply said, "Don't act like you don't know," Claire said, her eyes narrowing as though she'd been holding back a storm. I froze. "Know what?" Her lips trembled, but her voice was steady. "The calls, the messages, the late nights. I'm not stupid, James. You think I haven't noticed?" For a second, my mind went blank. Calls? Messages? She thought I was cheating. That explained the silence, the wall she had built around herself. Except she couldn't have been more wrong. "Claire," I said carefully, "I haven't been unfaithful. There's no one else." She scoffed, crossing her arms tighter. "Then explain why a woman keeps calling my phone asking for you. Explain why you come home late and smell like someone else's perfume." The frustration in her tone wasn't just suspicion. It was hurt, deep and raw. I wanted to shout, to defend myself, but instead I took a breath. "The calls you're talking about, they're from a financial advisor. I've been working with them because I wanted to surprise you. I've been putting money aside, planning a trip, something just for us. That's why I've been late. I didn't want to ruin the surprise." Her face faltered, but only for a moment. "And Dr. Miller's office?" That stopped me cold. "You tell me." "They called me today, asking about your consultations." For the first time in a month, it was her turn to look caught off guard. She looked away, eyes filling with something I hadn't seen in weeks, fear. When she spoke, her voice cracked. "I didn't want you to worry. I've been having tests done. They found something irregular. I didn't know how to tell you." Silence returned, but this time it wasn't hostile. It was heavy, suffocating, full of words unsaid. My anger drained out of me, replaced by something else. Guilt. While I'd been drowning in confusion, she had been drowning in fear. "Claire," I whispered, sitting beside her. "Why didn't you come to me? Why shut me out?" Tears finally spilled down her cheeks. "Because I thought if I kept you at a distance, if I made you hate me, it would hurt less for you later. I didn't want to drag you into this if the news turned out bad." It hit me like a punch to the chest. For weeks I had felt unwanted, unloved, invisible. But the truth was she had been carrying her own invisible weight, protecting me in the only way she thought she could, through silence. I took her hand, the first physical contact we'd had in weeks. "We're a team, Claire. If something's wrong, we face it together. Don't ever shut me out again." She nodded, her sobs quiet but real, her silence finally broken. That night, the house wasn't filled with words, but with something stronger. The presence of two people who had almost lost each other but chose to stay. And I realized then, sometimes silence isn't absence. Sometimes, it's just a cry for help, waiting for someone brave enough to listen.